Yes, we are, because we're also in the house.
Okay.
I think we also do them coming out of the house.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
So we're going to go faster. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're just about ready to get this one underway between the Ark Valley High Rollers and the Cherry City Derby Girls. Ark Valley in white and bluish. Cherry City in red and black for those of you at home. And we have first up on the line for Cherry City is 207. That's Lil Bratney wearing the star for City of Cherries.
To catch you guys up on the rosters really quick, Cherry City's got out there right now, or excuse me, you'll do Cherry. We've got lead jammer coming out for number 710. That's Pain in the Bass for Ark Valley. But hot on her heels is Cherry City's jammer.
All walled up in the back is Cherry City. It's a four wall out there, and Vavoom Vavette sends the jammer out of bounds for Cherry. That's the end of the jam. Real quick for rosters, we've got Cherry City 08 misdemeanor. Corrupted evidence is 162295. Katie May Kill You is 187. Lil Bratney is 207. Necessary Roughness is 344. Slady Godiva is 350. Calamity Dame is 404. 50 Shades of Grey is 50. 556 is Mrs. Infidel. 60 is 6 Foot Fetish. 67 is Lucy Skates and Diamonds. 75 is Mo Cox. 97 is Vavoom Vavette, and J9 is Flossie.
So right now we got Mo Cox against Charlie Bronson on the jammer line battle, and Mo Cox breaks out first for the big lead jammer.
Still trying to get out of the pack is Ark Valley, and all walled up at the front. Two wall of blue and white. Getting through is Mo Cox. That is a 5-point pass for Cherry City as they get on the board.
And we had one penalty come up. That's Necessary Roughness, going to spend a minute in the sin bin as that Ark Valley wall tries to recycle Mo Cox back.
Charlie Bronson made her way out of the pack for Ark Valley. And a hit there by Mrs. Infidel, putting Charlie Bronson in the middle of the track.
Here's your Ark Valley roster. Number 1000 is Smasher 25, or 2 Smithereens. 13 Soccer Balls. 15 Charlie Bronson. 1876 is Miss Colorado. Number 2 Mary Skankster. 217 Anita Hitovich. Number 30 Shook Me All Night. Number 40 Queen Labicha. 420 Natty Dread. 454 Lead Betty. 5 Zoom Flume. 63 is Killer B. 710 is Pain in the Bass, and 711 Nacho Sleeves.
Pain in the Bass wearing the star once again for Ark Valley. That's 710 for the blue and white. Blue and white again, Ark Valley, red and black, Cherry City. And the star right now on 404 for Cherry City. That's Calamity Dame for Salem.
She just took a shot from the pivot. Nacho Sleeves sending her to the back, but Cherry City's front wall also doing a good job, and Pain in the Bass is going to the box.
Calamity Dame with 1 to beat. She is out. She's your lead jammer for the red and black attack. All walled up at the front. It's pack advantage right now favoring Ark Valley.
Cherry City utilizing the passive offense here as Ark Valley does their best to build those bridges. Calamity Dame breaks out though, and there's a 5-finger death pass.
So early score is Ark Valley 2, Cherry City 14. And once again, the star goes to Calamity Dame 404. She's working against that blue and white wall out in front. She has 2 to beat, and it's a little tough to see occasionally through all the officials in the middle.
Yes, we did see Nacho Sleeves pick up a multi-player block penalty, so she's going to spend a minute in the box. That one less blocker helps Calamity Dame break out 5 more big ones.
She rolls through. Cherry City walled up in the back. It's all four of them as they try to give plenty of room for Calamity Dame to get through at the front. She has 2 to beat, and she's by on the outside for a 5-point pass, Cherry City.
Meanwhile, Pain in the Bass back out of the box for Arc Valley, and she's pushing those Cherry City blockers up front. Vavoom Vet tried to get her, but she breaks out. Not your lead, however.
50 Shades of Grey was the last line of defense for Cherry City. Going down is Calamity Dame. She calls off the jam. The timing is excellent. I guess real quick, I am HP Shovecraft, and I'm joined by...
Yes, Thurston Gore. Pleasure to be here with you, Bremerton. Hope you're enjoying this awesome start to the Wild West Showdown, and thanks for having us. We are much obliged.
You can tell he's serious because he has 2 hats on.
I only bust out 2 hats when I'm serious.
Back to the action. 207 is Lil Bratney for Cherry City. Once again in the red and black. Blue and white is Arc Valley. That's 1876.
Yeah, that's Miss Colorado.
Lil Bratney trying to get out at the front. She's being pushed around there by the Arc Valley blockers, and she is through for lead jammer, Thurston.
Yeah, great battle by both of those jammers. Ultimately, Cherry just held on to the defense a little bit longer, allowing Bratney to break out for the lead and reapproach.
Excellent job of using those toe stops on the outside. She found a lane and picked up... Oh, and they're giving her a back block. She's going to go to the box for a minute, which means Arc Valley is on the power jam.
This will be their first power jam tonight. Of course, Cherry City already got one, so Miss Colorado is going to try to take advantage and trim this lead back some.
On the track right now for Cherry City, it looks like 6-foot fetish Slady Godiva, Corrupted Evidence, and Mrs. Infidel trying to put the stops on.
Yeah, and they're giving Rado a challenge up front there. Constant recycling, hitting out, using each other well. Another big one from 6-foot fetish. That is one of the things she is known for.
Recycling to the back of the pack. Once again, Arc Valley trying to get this power jam going. Cherry City really making it difficult with the red and black wall out at the front of the pack, Thurston.
Yes, she's doing her best to try and dance around, create some space, try to drive some wedges, but Cherry City using those bridges, making her battle as long as they can to minimize that damage.
Really burning clock there. 6-foot fetish, one of the captains for Cherry City. She and her 3 blockers out at the front, and this time they're choosing to sweep. Last time they tried to make her do it all by herself.
Yeah, Queen Labicha doing a little bit of strong offense there to try and help make that pass a little easier. And then a penalty to 6-foot fetish is going to let her get out for 5 points for Arc Valley.
Direction of gameplay there is what the call was. So she goes to the box. Our score, blue and white, is Arc Valley. They are at 17. Cherry City at red and black is at 27. 10 points between the two teams. We're at 23-04 in the first half.
Pain in the Bass back on the line now for Arc Valley. She'll be jamming against Mo Cox from Cherry City.
All right, that whistle gets us started. Trying to make some way on the inside is Mo Cox, but flying out first on the outside, Arc Valley grabbing lead jammer. Pain in the Bass, evidently part of their jammer rotation. Looks like 2 or 3 so far, Thurston.
Yeah, Mo Cox with a nice adjustment there through the pack too. Killer B took her out on her first attempt through the pass, but she made a nice juke around that same blocker to get out and force the call off.
Misdemeanor 08 with the hit out of bounds, forcing the recycle and the call off of the jam.
Looks like 2 points apiece at the end of that one. That's going to bring it to 29 Cherry City, 19 Arc Valley.
As we get back to the action, 404 is Calamity Dame, the president of the Cherry City Derby Girls, wearing the star.
And she's going up against Zoom Flume for Arc Valley.
3-point stance there at the start of the jam as they try to get that speed going right off the whistle. Both jammers working hard, but getting out first is Arc Valley for lead jammer.
Meanwhile, Cherry's jammer Calamity Dame having a little bit of a trouble in the back of the pack, but starting to try and wedge up through the white wall in front of her, though, not giving her any breathing space.
Necessary Roughness, the other captain of the Cherry City Derby, goes with a big hit there on Zoom Flume, but she made her way through for a 5-point pass, Ark Valley.
Both these packs really taking it to each other early. You know, they're trying to do the normal thing of trying to focus on that jammer, but they're really jockeying with each other for position right now too.
Some really good walls out there, some excellent hitting by both sides. Calamity Dame tries to get through that last line of defense, and she does. Now out of the pack, Thurston.
Meanwhile, Flume at the back trying to get up through, but taken out of bounds by, that was number 344, Necessary Roughness of Cherry City, forcing her to call that jam. In the meantime, though, we've got a tie. If anybody's up in the beer garden on track, or above track 1, take our verbal cue to drink now.
Once again, Cherry City in red and black at 29, and Ark Valley, a couple points just added on there. They're at 31. This is their first lead of the bout. We're at 20-19 in the first half.
That's right. No tie. Spit that drink back out. In the meantime, Pain in the Bass hitting the jam line once more for Ark Valley. Going up against Little Bratney from Cherry City, both regulars on the jam line early in this one.
Vuma Vet and 50 Shades of Cray, last line of defense. Getting through is Pain in the Bass. She is your lead jammer. Still trying to get out of the pack is Lil Bratney.
Yeah, Queen Labicha and Charlie Bronson working well together to try and hold her. Tries to take an inside line, but is swept out by Smasher to smithereens.
5 points for Ark Valley as Pain in the Bass made her way through on that last pass. She's out there against that 3-wall on the boundary going into turn 1 and knocked out again. Some excellent recycling going on out there for Cherry City.
Cherry City going to be down a blocker now, though, as Pivot, that's
Vavoom Vavette in the box. She'll think about it for a minute. Out of the pack now is Lil Bratney as well.
And before she can get back around, Pain in the Bass going to call it off to help preserve that Ark lead. Looks like 5 in that final pass, bringing us to 41-29 Ark Valley, just under 10 minutes into this bout.
I want to talk about Pivot Star. Pivot Star creates clothing inspired by the kick-ass sport of women's roller derby. You can definitely check them out here. I believe they have a booth. I haven't seen it yet, but Pivot Star
it's got to be somewhere. Yeah. Wonder the vendors. You will find Pivot Star.
Back on the line for Cherry City is 7'5". That's Mo Cox.
And she'll be going up one more time against Ms. Colorado, who just sneaks out for lead, but they're practically neck and neck on the track right now.
Mo Cox doing a good job of swooping in on the inside to force her to call off that jam.
Cherry City still down a blocker as Vavoom Vavette waits to kill off the rest of her penalty time. Meanwhile, Pain in the Bass takes the line one more time for Ark Valley. She'll be going up against 344 Necessary Roughness.
I think this is the first time we've seen Necessary Roughness wearing the star for Cherry City this evening. Pain in the Bass, part of the regular jammer rotation for Ark Valley thus far.
This one kicks off, lots of physical play right off the whistle. We got one penalty coming in. Looks like that's going to be on Roughness.
Looks like there's a forearm. She'll go to the box for a minute, which means Pain in the Bass and Ark Valley are on the power jam. Once again, if you're just joining us at home, blue and white, Ark Valley, red and black, Cherry City.
Pain in the Bass breaks out for another high 5, extending Ark Valley's lead.
And over there on the side, it's Katie May Kill You combined with 50 Shades of Cray playing defense. She is through, though, for a 5-point pass.
In case you're wondering where these teams are visiting Bremerton from today, Cherry City hails from the Salem, Oregon area, and we've got Ark Valley from Chaffee County, Colorado. So we've got an interstate battle going on in this one.
4-on-4 in the pack as Ark Valley picked up another 5, extending the score to 29. Cherry City 56, Ark Valley. Last line of defense, 50 Shades of Cray and Katie May Kill You. Pain in the Bass picking up another 5 points there.
Yeah, Ark Valley making use of that passive offense to rack up a few more, starting to slowly creep that lead ahead. 61-29 as it stands now, just over 16 to go.
Talking about the Smack Shack. The Smack Shack is Tacoma's first, well, maybe not first, but is the full roller derby retail store located on Mildred. Smack Shack offers a wide array of products from skates to clothing. The Smack Shack has it all.
And they're right over to the right of us behind the Ark Valley bench, in case you're wondering. We see where they are.
They've got genuine brass knuckles on their sign, so you know that they're all about the seriousness.
Speaking of seriousness, here comes Charlie Bronson out for lead jammer.
Necessary roughness out there for Cherry City, back from the box. Looks like a back block assigned to Necessary Roughness. She's on her way back into the box. She just got out, so she's going to spend another minute, Thurston.
She'll have a little company this time as Killer B picked up a penalty for Ark Valley. That's going to give Cherry the blocker advantages at least, even while they try to hold Charlie Bronson in the power jam.
6 Foot Fetish doing a good job of recycling Bronson there. And as they reset, Calamity Dame, 6 Foot Fetish at the front of the pack, but she is through. Ark Valley picking up another 5 points.
Yeah, one thing both these teams are doing well so far today is when they find themselves on the wrong end of a power jam, they're staying calm, they're staying composed, and they're making the most of those opportunities to try and, trap that jammer and make her work as hard as possible. So even while we see, another 5 points for Charlie Bronson, she's really having to work for it right now.
4-wall out in front for Cherry City. They are using a lot of the chest-to-chest blocking in an effort to slow down the jammer. Flossie J9, last line of defense, and getting through for another 5 points is Charlie Bronson.
Meanwhile, Killer B is going to rejoin the pack, bringing Ark Valley to full strength, just as Cherry City loses a blocker. Calamity Dame going to take a minute.
And calling off the jam is Charlie Bronson. That's going to bring our score to 29 for Cherry City in red and black, 81 for Ark Valley in blue and white.
Still plenty of time left in this one, though, as we're just a little bit halfway through the first half. And we've seen the power jams get exchanged rapidly, so definitely still opportunity for both sides. Pain in the Bass on the line one more time for Ark Valley. She'll be going up against another Cherry City regular, Little Bratney.
And that's number 207. Pain in the Bass just high, tailing it through the outside. She does pick up a cut track. She's going to go to the box for a minute, which means Cherry City is on the power jam with Little Bratney wearing the star.
Yeah, just like that. Like we were saying, the power jam trade-off continues, and once again, Ark Valley making it hard for Cherry's jammer, Little Bratney, to try and wedge her way through, inch her way up front, trying to spin, turn, juke, jump, jive, and finally gets out for lead jammer.
That first pass was definitely a grind. Getting back to it is Little Bratney. She's currently working on this passive approach. The Cherry blockers hanging back, trying to get her to bust out the front. She does, and there's 5 points put on the board for the red and black.
And now it's Cherry City back at full strength, trying to take maximum advantage of this power jam, trying to trim that lead as much as they can in this opportunity.
Penalty assigned there, and going to the box is Ark Valley. Little Bratney with 1 to beat. And speaking of beating, she's taking one right now. Chest to chest, she gets through. 5 more points assigned.
Yeah, good job by Smasher to Smithereens there. Found herself one-on-one with the jammer, but really held her as long as she could in that one-on-one situation. And now both jammers back out. We're at equal power. Oh, not for long, though, as Little Bratney picks up a cut. Now she's going to take a minute to think about what she's done.
Ark Valley going on the power jam and sending her own blocker flying there. Usually a back block won't take place, so on your own team, that's okay.
And they're definitely thankful for that one as Pain in the Bass continues to roll forward against the will of Cherry City. Sneaks out for the last Grand Slam. 3 came in for Bratney, though, before she was sent in. So we're going to look at a spread right now of 89-42 with just under 12 to play.
I want to talk about Sure Grip. Sure Grip is the leading manufacturer of high-end and recreational roller skates and roller skate accessories. Since 1937, Sure Grip has been the foremost developer in roller skates, quad skate, inline skates, derby skates, hockey skates, roller skate bearings, and roller skate accessory technology made in the USA. Sure Grip.
That is a long sentence. Charlie Bronson on the jam line, starting off with the power jam as Bratney finishes off the rest of her minute.
And we're even up in the pack. Well, actually, it's pack advantage Cherry City. It looks like we got 4 out there. It's Slady Godiva, 6 Foot Fetish, Mish Demeanor, all playing defense here with 50 Shades of Cray. Bridging right now is Slady Godiva.
On the Ark Valley side, we got Smasher to Smithereens, Queen Labicha, Nacho Sleaze, and I believe that's Miss Colorado out there making up the wall for Charlie.
Back in the pack, and it looks like we've got both jammers on the track once again. Not the lead, but out of that tight wall is Lil Bratney, and that's going to be the end of the jam, Thurston.
Yeah, 4 more coming in for Charlie late on that call off. It's going to extend Ark Valley's lead a little bit here. In the meantime, Mo Cox going to try to trim it right back down for Cherry City. She'll be going up one more time against Pain in the Bass, a common jammer combo on the line tonight.
And for those of you at home, red and black is Cherry City. They're at 42. Ark Valley, blue and white, they're at 98. Mo Cox just puts down a shoulder and 4x4s through the middle of the pack, recycled in turn 2.
Yeah, she did her best to try to take a little sidestep and stay on the track for that one, but wisely felt herself going out rather than risk the penalty. She went back and it paid off. Lead jammer, Mo Cox.
6 Foot Fetish recycling and then collecting Pain in the Bass in that 3-wall. Mo Cox jumping across the inside of the apex as she picks up another 5 points. Part beast, part machine out there, Thurston.
Yeah, smart call off there too, as Pain in the Bass was getting ready to come up on a scoring pass, but called it just in the nick of time. Right at the end of that jam, we also saw Vavoom Vivette go back to the box for a back block. That's going to put Cherry City a blocker down as we get ready for the 14th jam.
Mo Cox back on the track. That's 75 for Cherry City. And 1876 out there for Ark Valley. Miss Colorado. But getting out first is Mo Cox for lead jammer, Thurston.
Yeah, speaking of that machine mentality, that's back-to-back jams now that she's broken out first. Ark Valley going to try to speed up the pack a little bit, try and make, little wipeout up front. Mo going to call it off. Another good defensive call and picks up a single point to trim it a little bit more.
Let's talk about DJ Rich Nice. Need a DJ? No, you need an amazing DJ who is guaranteed to bring high energy to your event. Find DJ Rich Nice on Facebook and drop him a line. DJ Rich Nice, the official mix master of the Slaughter County Roller Vixens.
Meanwhile, Pain in the Bass this time has a new jamming partner. She'll be going up against number 187, Katie May Kill You.
Katie May Kill You wearing the star for the first time this evening for the red and black.
And shiny calves to boot.
That's part of her home team uniform where she skates for the Dolls of Anarchy. Cherry City has a 4 home team setup. And of course, those skaters selected for the All-Star team.
And Katie May gets back up in there, picks up 2 more points and another big defensive call off. Cherry City might not be picking up huge point totals, but they're making smart defensive calls to try and keep Ark Valley at bay and whittle back into this one. 101-50 Ark Valley leads right now.
If you're over 21, over, head over to the beer garden and say hi to the boys from Toad House Pizza. While you're there, it couldn't hurt to enjoy one of the beers on tap up there right now.
They make a pretty mean slice, too, if I say so myself.
Toad House Pizza Beer Garden.
Little Bratney is going up against Charlie Bronson, and Charlie breaks out first this time for lead jammer.
Little Bratney grabbing the outside. She is not your lead, but out of the pack. Charlie Bronson calling off the jam for Ark Valley after picking up what I would assume to be 4 points.
And there it is. Yes, 4 more coming in for Ark Valley. We're winding down the first half here, about 6.5 to go. Pain in the Bass, once again, going up against Mo Cox. These two got to be getting used to each other's company up there on the jam line tonight.
Mo Cox, relatively new to the Cherry City Derby Girl 8-Wheel Assassin All-Star team. At home, she skates for the Dolls of Anarchy, and she's definitely got some truck in her blood.
And she's pushing that wall up front, making them speed up, go a little faster, trying to take advantage.
Staying on her skates, resetting on both sides. But getting out first is Pain in the Bass, 7-1-0 for Arc Valley. She is your lead jammer, Thurston.
Yeah, that was almost like she was drafting in NASCAR there. Followed Mo up through, and while Mo was doing the hard work, she just kind of rode that breeze out.
And it's pack advantage. Arc Valley getting through is Pain in the Bass, and that's going to bring our score to 50 for Cherry City. And it would appear we got a little adjustment going on here. 109 with 5:20 left. Once again at home, red and black, Cherry City 8-Wheel Assassins, blue and white Arc Valley High Rollers from Colorado.
Yes, and they've got Zoom Flume taking the line this time. She'll be going up against Katie May Kill You once more.
Huge hit delivered there as Katie May Kill You is planted on her backside. To return the favor, the Cherry City blockers planting Zoom Flume on her hip.
Yeah, both these teams wasting no time. As soon as they hear that first whistle, they are hitting each other. Neck and neck as the jammers come around turn 2 there.
Katie May Kill You trying to steal a point, but it looks like that was a 0-0 effort. Let's see, Fingers Duke, fingersduke.com. Fingers Duke is more than your average screen printing company. They're a collection of awesome creative personalities working together. They utilize their diverse selection of talented professional artists, designers, and illustrators to provide the best and most original cutting-edge solutions for their clients' needs. Fingers Duke.
No need to guess who's starting off this one with the stars. Little Bratney, Pain in the Bass, going at each other one more time here.
And no one in the box, so we're 5-on-5.
Oh, not for long though. Charlie Bronson picking up a forearm. That's going to give Cherry City the pack advantage, but doesn't stop Pain in the Bass from breaking out for lead jammer.
Smasher to smithereens with a big hit on Little Bratney. Little Bratney making your way out of the pack. Pain in the Bass out there against that 3-wall of Mrs. Infidel, 6-Foot Fetish, and Flossie on the inside of the track.
Pain in the Bass once more, breaking out, calling it off. 4 more big points for Arc Valley. So they grow their lead now to 113.50. Just a shade over 3 to go. Miss Call Her Rado back on the line for Arc Valley.
It's 1876. She's out there against 75. That's Mo Cox wearing the star for Cherry City. Trying to go straight up the gut is Mo Cox, but getting out first is Miss Call Her Rado for lead jammer Arc Valley.
Yeah, she tried to kind of take up the middle there as well, but quickly saw it was occupied, bounced outside, and found a lane. In the meantime, Smasher to Smithereens going to go to the box. That's going to give Cherry City a 2-blocker advantage in the pack now.
And trying to put a hit on Mo Cox there was Nacho Sleaze, and Mo decided that she wasn't going to go for it and kept on rolling.
Ms. Colorado calls that off just as Mo Cox is coming around the corner there to hold them both at 0-0. And it looks like Nacho Sleaze is in the penalty queue as well.
So pack advantage right now favoring Cherry City. And on the line for them now is 6-0. That's 6-Foot Fetish, one of the team captains for Salem.
They both start off trying to make what they can with their feet. 6-Foot Fetish with a nice little spin around the hit on the outside. And got for the no point, no pass. Almost got called for a cut there, but they saw that she was out of play, so the call changed to no point, no pass, allowing 6 Foot Fetish to breeze on through, pick up her full set of points, 4 more, and call it off. That's the kind of play Cherry City's going to need to get back into this one.
And I loved how 6 Foot Fetish was helping the official with the call. So we've got Washington Health Plan Finder, WashingtonHealthPlanFinder.org. A new way to help you find, compare, and select a quality health insurance plan that's right for you, your family, and your budget, Thurston. Your budget.
You know, my budget's pretty small. We'll see. Well, we'll have to maybe go head over to Washington Health Plan Finder and test that logic. We'll find out. Oh, Miss Colorado lost her footing in the back of the pack there, getting recycled back. In the meantime, that helps little Bratney in the ensuing spread out and no pack get out for lead jammer.
Little Bratney back in the pack, and it looks like she's pushed out between turn 1 and 2. Pack advantage still heavily favoring Cherry City. Little Bratney down in turn 3.
Yeah, that was Anita Hitovich sweeping her out with the left part of her hip there, drawing her all the way back, but then the same thing happens to Colorado. So both these teams jockeying, making those jammers work. And
Little Bratney a little on the short side, so I missed her there for a second, but she's still out there in the pack. She's still going strong, and it looks like Cherry City picks up a power jam here with about a minute left.
Yeah, remember that period clock might be dead, but the jam clock rolls on, which is good news for Cherry City as they try to cut back at that Ark Valley lead in the closing minutes of the first half, or seconds of the first half, I should say.
Calamity Dame doing an absolute smashing job on that block, but illegal, so she's going to go to the box for a minute. And a multiplayer block assigned there, Thurston, sorry.
Yeah, just as it looked like Ark Valley was going to start to get some of their blockers out of the box, they get hit with the multiplayer and are back to being full.
And that looks like it was Smasher to Smithereens with another big hit there on Lil Brady, but she powers through for 5 points. Cherry City getting on the board here, Thurston.
Yeah, just what the doctor ordered for Cherry City. So they go ahead and come out, pick up another, or not? I guess not. 118.74 is where we're going to hold going into half. That's Ark Valley on top. We've got the 10-minute break. We'll be back with more hot and heavy roller derby action.
All right, looks like halftime winding down. For those of you at home, we have Cherry City wearing red and black. They are at 74. The Ark Valley High Rollers are in blue and white. They are at 118. And I think we're going to get a power jam to start the second half.
Yes, we will once everybody gets through the equipment checks. I believe that was the case. We should find out shortly.
We have rosters. We have rosters to go through real quick here. So for Cherry City, we have 08 misdemeanor, 162-295 is corrupted evidence, 187 is Katie May Kill You, 207 is Lil Bratney, 344 and one of the captain's necessary roughness, 350 Slady Godiva, 404 is Calamity Dame, 50 is 50 Shades of Grey. It should be Cray. I think that's actually an error. That's Cray. 556 is Mrs. Infidel. 60 is 6 Foot Fetish. 67 is Lucy Skates and Diamonds. 75 is Mo Cox. 97 is Vavoom Vavette. And J9 is Flossie. Those are the Cherry City All-Stars.
We'll catch you up on Ark Valley after we get the first, or actually there's probably enough time to do it right now. Ark Valley's rolling out with 1,000 Smasher to Smithereens, 13 Soccer Balls, 15 Charlie Bronson, 1876 is Miss Colorado. She's going to be in the sin bin to start the second half. Number 2, Mary Skankster, 217 Anita Hitovich. Number 30 is Shook Me All Night, 40 Queen Labicha, 420 Natty Dread, 454 Lead Betty. Number 5 Zoom Flume, 63 Killer Bee, 710 Pain in the Bass, and 711 Nacho Sleaze.
Wearing the star 4, Cherry City is 6-0. That's 6-foot Fetish trying to make her way out as she is ridden out in turn 1. And a cut assigned there. She will go to the box. And it looks like it'll be about a minute because there was no overlap between the two jammers, Thurston.
Yeah, Ms. Colorado was able to get out just before the penalty and start coming up that straightaway, so she has since broken out for lead jammer, and that power jam right back in Ark Valley's favor now. And it pays off with another big high five.
Blockers in the box still for Ark Valley 1, so it's advantage Cherry City here to for the pack, although having the star back would be a big help.
Meanwhile, 5 more points now for Miss Colorado. That's going to make it 128-74, just under 1 minute into the second half.
Ark Valley faking as if they were going to sweep, but utilizing passive offense there. They now go to work. Knockdown hard was Miss Colorado. She's back on her skates, Thurston.
Yeah, Vavoom Vivette holding that inside line was able to kind of chip her out. Now building those bridges. Oh, and an unfortunate accidental low block's going to send Calamity Dame to the box. Meanwhile, Ms. Colorado gets out for 5 more points.
All walled up in the front are the red and black attack. They're trying to put the stops on it. 50 Shades. No, that's Mo Cox out there with 50 Shades of Grey at the front.
6-foot Fetish is rejoining the action, though, as she's hammering away at that Ark Valley back wall, doing her best to try and create some space, make those gaps.
Nacho Sleaze picking up a penalty there. She'll go to the box. 6-foot Fetish making her way out of the pack.
And Mo Cox trying to stick all over Ms. Colorado, but she's able to take the outside line and call it off. That's 4 more points for Ark Valley, using that jam to really kind of help open it up. 24 points total in that jam.
And we're down to 27-50. We've got 74 for Cherry City in red and black. Ark Valley 142 all the way from Colorado. And they're out to the early lead here as we just got the second half underway at the Wild West Showdown, Thurston.
Yeah, little Bratney getting ready to get this jam underway. She goes up against Voom Flume one more time.
Both jammers trying to make their way through a slow pack, and getting up first is Lil Bratney for Cherry City as she powers her way into turn 3.
Flume having a hard time getting around necessary rough miss. Katie May, Kill You, and Vavoom Vivette, though, as they keep her trapped in the back. That helps Bratney break out for the full 5.
Vavoom Vivette lowered a shoulder and just laid out Ark Valley's jammer as she's reset in the pack. Some excellent hitting going on from that red and black wall, Thurston.
Yeah, Cherry City really working together on their teamwork to try and hold that front, working together to keep the pack in action, and they are just utilizing each other very well right now. Once again, creating space for little Bratney to get on through, fight off a hit, and put up 5 more big ones.
And that's a grand slam, 5 points. You can't get a lot more than that in a single pass, and she's done it a couple times now, still working hard to get out of the pack. And Katie May Kill You doing a good job of coming in late to play some defense there, going down hard. And was it, I missed
yeah,
the call.
out of play for that one, yep. Probably could have been either based on what we saw, but she picked up that one in particular. That's going to help Flume finally get through, but that was her initial.
Lil Bratney trying to get past, and she goes down on her knees. That is the end of the jam, and points picked up there by Lil Bratney. We're waiting for the last couple to be total. Looks like 13 points on the jam for Cherry City and Lil Bratney, Thurston.
And that's the type of effort Cherry City's going to need to utilize to get back into this one. With the deficit sitting at about 65 right now, or 55. It's still anybody's game, as we've seen with those power jams. It's really easy to pick up 20 to 30 points in a given power jam. So Cherry City going to try to keep playing that tough defense and see if they can't break something out.
Pain in the Bass back on the track for Ark Valley. She's out there against Mo Cox. Mo Cox has been a stalwart part of the jammer rotation tonight for Cherry City.
Yeah, both these teams getting a lot of work out of their respective benches, or both these jammers. Pain in the Bass having a tough time going up against that initial back wall. That's number 50, 50 Shades of Cray with the initial contact.
Mo Cox getting low, both jammers through, and it looks like 4-4, so a wash on that pass.
The battle continues in the pack too. That's number 63 Killer Bee jockeying with Cray. And in the distraction, that helps Pain in the Bass sneak out for 4 more points.
Hit delivered there against Mo Cox. She keeps on chugging Killer Bee with some good hits, as she is part of this very tiny pack for Ark Valley. Tiny is 1.
Yeah, the penalty box rotation for Ark Valley's blockers keeps going. Right now they've got both, that's Anita Hidovich in the box right now, as well as Soccer Balls, and they just got Smasher to Smithereens back, so.
Pain in the Bass out there right now against Corrupted Evidence, 6-foot Fetish, Katie May Kill You, all hitting hard, and she finds her way through, and that is a 5-point pass.
Yeah, they're really trying to keep things slow right now, try and take that jammer speed away. Of course, picking up the speed is one of the jammer's greatest weapons.
And on the outside there, Pain in the Bass trying to find some space. Cherry City running a very tight 4-wall, and she steps over the inside. It looks like both jammers getting out for another 4-point pass, Thurston.
Yeah, Mo Cox got out just before her as well, so another 4-4 wash. That's going to bring our total to 163.99.
And we can only guess. My assumption would be with lead jammer for Ark Valley, the thinking is just to burn some clock and just chug around the track, spend some time.
And meanwhile, on the flip side of that coin, Cherry City's going to do what they can, try to draw some penalties, try to create some space, and give themselves a little bit of a jump start to catch back up on the scoreboard in this one.
Cherry City coached by Blood Claudia, former Rose City roller and member of their all-star team.
Yes, she was a longtime member of the Wheels of Justice, very well-respected skater in the Derby community.
3-4-4 is necessary roughness. She's out of the pack for Cherry City. And good hit there by Vavumba Vet, landing Charlie Bronson on her back. She jumps back up and calls off the jam.
Not before 4 more points go on the board, though. 167.99 as Ark Valley tries to chip ahead.
And we want to remind everyone about Green Monster Roller Sports. You can check them out at grnmnstr.com. Green Monster Roller Sport is a skate company whose total focus is to produce fresh ideas and innovative product design to the roller skating market, specifically roller derby. And they are definitely here. I have seen them in the house.
Not sure what the call was, but number 344, Necessary Roughness, going to take a trip to the box in between the jams for Cherry City. That means Pain in the Bass is going to have a big power jam for Ark Valley to start off Jam 5. And it was a back block. Thank you, NSOs.
Katie May Kill You powering to the box. We've got a little bit of a reversal here. It has been pack advantage favoring Cherry City. Now it's almost all blue and white on the track for Ark Valley.
Yeah, the full box going to give Ark Valley an opportunity to push things further out in front here. Pain in the Bass trying to get up through 6-foot Fetish. Of course, that's a challenge for anyone.
She is partnered with Flossie in that 2-wall. It's 2-on-4 in the pack. Ark Valley opting to go with a passive offense, so it's 2-on-1 really then, I guess, 2 on the star.
Yeah, 6-foot Fetish did a nice job wedging out Pain in the Bass on the inside, forcing her to the back of the pack just in time for Roughness to come back out of the box and equalize the power jam.
Necessary Roughness recycled there. Slady Godiva trying to put a hit on, and evading her is Pain in the Bass as she picks up another 5 points.
Roughness gets through, taking a nice one-skate approach to that inside line.
Slady Godiva partnered with 6-foot Fetish. Pain in the Bass flying around the outside, picking up probably 4 more points there.
Yeah, called it just in time to keep a 0 on the other side. That's going to make it 186.99 now. 20 minutes to go here in the second half.
We do want to thank our hosts, the Slaughter County Roller Vixens. This is year 5 right here in Kitsap County, Washington for the Wild West Showdown. And we so appreciate the opportunity to get the skaters and teams together to be able to put this amazing event on. So thank you, Slaughter County Roller Vixens.
Yeah, it's hard to believe it's already been 5 years. Been out here for every single one of them in different capacities, and it's always one of the great events to kick off a roller derby season.
And it's Lil Bratney out there, and I believe that is Charlie Bronson. Both skaters trying to make their way back into the pack. Vavoom Vavette sending Charlie Bronson out of bounds. Good hit there.
Yeah, very good defense by Cherry City, forcing her out, forcing her to call, and that minimized the damage. 2 points apiece in that one. Pain in the Bass going to stay on the line for Ark Valley here. This time she'll be going up against number 187, Katie May Kill You.
101 Cherry City in the red and black, Ark Valley 188 in the blue and white. And we've got just under 19 minutes remaining in the bout.
Both packs really queuing up on their respective jammers early in this one.
And Katie May Kill You is on her way to the box for a forearm, which means Ark Valley another opportunity to be on a power jam, Thurston.
Yes, Cherry City immediately trying to regroup, build those bridges, hold her back as long as they can. Ark Valley going right to that passive approach, and a great teamwork effort by number 404 Calamity Dame and 6 Foot Fetish to sweep her to the back and try to minimize that damage early.
Pushing her out of bounds was Calamity Dame, and that was a great tandem out in front. They're going to try to do it again here as Pain in the Bass has one to beat. That 6 Foot Fetish, she is through for lead jammer, but Cherry City doing a good job of burning down this power jam.
Yeah, Ark Valley going to lose their pivot. Killer B going to the box for a directional penalty. That's going to make one less, or excuse me, give Cherry City one more blocker.
And doing a good job of bridging right now is Mrs. Infidel. 6 Foot Fetish on her way to the box, and that's the end of the jam.
Yeah, Pain in the Bass calling that one off once she saw Katie standing in the box. So Ark Valley will get a chance to start off with the power jam here in jam number 8. Zoom Flume is going to be the one out there trying to take advantage of this opportunity for Ark Valley.
50 Shades of Cray, Misdemeanor, and Vavoom Vavette all looking straight into her face there as they start out chest to chest with Zoom Flume, number 5 for Ark Valley.
And Katie May Kill You decides she wants to join the fun again, back out of the box. Hit back, and that's going to let Flume get out for lead jammer, but both still fighting.
Katie May Kill You powering her way out of the pack. Cherry City not lead, but they do have an opportunity to pick up points at calling off the jam, Zoom Flume. And that's going to bring us to 101 to 193, favoring the Ark Valley High Rollers, Thurston.
Save for the jammers, we'll have a full box going into this next one. That means a 2-on-2 pack. Looks like Pain in the Bass is going to go up against Mo Cox one more time, a familiar pairing on the jam line. The blockers for Ark Valley starting out are going to be Smasher to Smithereens and Lead Betty. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Queen Labicha.
Both jammers getting started quickly, and it looks like a hit delivered there by Necessary Roughness. Everyone went down, including our outside pack ref.
Yeah, very quick start to this jam, and it's both jammers just neck and neck, hot on each other's heels. Really trying to battle Ark Valley, keeping that spread.
Each team picking up 4 points on the last pass. Pack advantage favoring Ark Valley right here, and Necessary Roughness out there with Mrs. Infidel. And Pain in the Bass going out of bounds. I couldn't tell if she just kind of slid out of bounds or if it was with contact.
Yeah, I think there was a slight nudge that kind of drove her that way, so she said, why risk it? Let's go ahead and call it now, and that's going to put another 4-4 spread on the board. 8 points for each jammer in that one. 201-109 as Ark Valley holds on to their lead.
You can probably appreciate this, Thurston, but so far, what a great job the officiating team has done of just making this thing run. Like, this clock has run almost continuously for the first 45 minutes, so great job by all of the NSOs and skating officials in this one.
Yeah, I think we saw one official timeout very early on that was very short. I mean, you can't ask for a smoother running bout than this one's going so far. Of course, knock on wood, because as soon as we say it, you never know.
Lil Bratney wearing the star for Cherry City. She is our lead jammer on the track. She's out there against a fearsome wall of blue and white, and she literally fell over the top of them and got back on her skates there.
Yeah, and that big pile-up's going to earn Smasher to Smithereens a low block, as about half the pack came in over the top of her here in front of us.
I want to remind everyone about Flat Track Revolution, flattrackrevolution.com. Flat Track Revolution is run by Ringer and Slavia Majora out of Oakland, California and Portland, Oregon. Ringer and Slavia are both skaters and total derby freaks and design geeks. Fueled by their two passions, they created FTR to revolutionize derby apparel. Flattrackrevolution.com, Thurston.
Yeah, they're also located over here on the far wall to our right. Meanwhile, Misdemeanor taking the jam line for Cherry City against Pain in the Bass for Ark Valley.
And this is Misdemeanor's first jam this evening. She is lead jammer, which is a good way to start your stats off if you're wearing a star.
Yeah, she did a great job of fighting off that last blocker. Almost took herself down fighting off the last blocker, but was able to maintain her balance, get out for lead, and now battle up front. And there it is, 5 big points for Cherry City, just what they needed with 13 to go.
Grand Slam, your first time out, not too shabby. It looks like Necessary Roughness, Flossie, and Slady Godiva in the pack for the red and black attack.
So that one gets called off. It looks like Ark Valley is going to use their official review here.
Which is a good time to tell you about Fast Girl Skates. FastGirlSkates.com, the first physical storefront specializing in roller derby equipment, is owned and operated by Rat City Roller Girls La Petite Mort and Wiley Peyote. And I bet that they either have a booth here or they're going to set one up a little bit later. We super appreciate all of the sponsors that help to make the derby happen. Right now on the other track, let's take a look at what we have going on. We have the Dockyard Derby Dames coming up at 8:45 Pacific Standard Time, and Foco Girls Gone Derby versus Slaughterhouse Derby Girls is coming up at 7:30, and actually that one's probably already underway on the other track because it's 8:06. So both of those are on, and if you're watching at home, you can stream either track from the Wild West Showdown main page. Lots of great action all weekend long. A full slate for tomorrow and Sunday. There's a bout starting at 8:30 a.m., and that's going to be Junior Derby. It's the Lilac City Pixies versus the Greater Edmonton Junior Roller Derby Association. And then at 9 o'clock, Bellingham Roller Betties versus the Lava City Roller Dolls. Lava City skating earlier tonight against Port Scandalous. Port Scandalous taking that one. And Junction City skated against Sicktown Derby, and Junction City got the nod in that bout, which was the first bout of the tournament at 4 p.m. Thurston, what news?
Yes, so after the official review, they're still sorting out the details, but it sounds like there is going to be a cut penalty issued on the Cherry City Jammer. Sounds like she stepped back on, and neither of the blockers that she thought went out did. And I believe that's going to be Mish. Yes, Mish Demeanor is going to be in the sin bin for a minute now. And that was actually an official timeout, not Arc Valley's official review, so they will still have one as well.
All right, so if you're just joining us, we have Cherry City wearing the red and black, and Arc Valley High Rollers are wearing the blue and white. It's 120 Cherry City, 202 Arc Valley High Rollers. I am HB Chefcraft, and I'm just tickled pink to be joined by Thurston Gore.
And it's always a pleasure to be here with you, HP. I'm wearing a lot of pink, but I'm not quite tickling you yet. Charlie Bronson starts off with the power jam, gets off quick and out for lead jammer, Arc Valley.
50 Shades of Cray out there with Calamity Dame and Vavoomba Vet at the front of that pack. And putting a hit on his Calamity Dame. She dug down deep and just did a smash to the top of the chest there.
And very heads-up play by Vavoomba Vet coming back down the inside line to draw the cut on Charlie Bronson. That's going to send Arc Valley's jammer to the box.
And this will be an opportunity for Cherry City to go on the power jam. Pack advantage favoring the red and black.
And that really couldn't have come at a better time for Cherry City, not only because they're trying to chip away at this deficit, but they were able to get the exchange before Charlie was able to put any points up on the board, meaning Cherry City can still close that gap a little better with this power jam.
Misdemeanor, one of the captains for the Cherry City home team, the Panty Raiders, and she's got the star on right here and does a great job of changing directions to make her way around. Number 1000, Smasher to Smithereens for Arc Valley.
That's going to bring Arc Valley back within 77 here with about 11 minutes to go. Meanwhile, Charlie Bronson back in the back of the pack, doing her best to try and get around 6 Foot Fetish, takes a sidestep, gets by Vavoomba Vet, and she's out for 4 points of her own now.
Misdemeanor working on the sidelines, and it looks like she's taken some hits there by that 3-wall for Arc Valley. Some excellent hits being delivered.
Yeah, both packs kind of forgetting about each other for a second there, so focused on their jammers that there ends up being a no pack for a second. That helps Charlie break out for 4 more points for Arc Valley, making it 206 to 130. Excuse me, 210 to 133.
Sometimes those scores get updated. So many great teams here this weekend. We've got, let's see, math's hard. It looks like we've got 8 bouts coming up tomorrow, and then we've got 7 on Sunday.
And one of the things that's really great about the Wild West Showdown, not only do you have these great sanctioned WFTDA bouts between these competitors going on, but tomorrow kicks off one of the best juniors tournaments in the early part of the Derby season here. If you haven't seen the juniors play Derby before, you definitely want to stick around and watch it. Lots of skaters on teams' rosters this weekend started as recent juniors, actually, recent graduates.
Lil Bratney out first. She was your lead jammer. She picked up 3. It was 3-2 favoring Cherry City on that jam.
And coming up right here on track 2 after this one, Tacoma's Dockyard Derby Dames are going to be battling the Calgary Roller Derby Association, one of the newest WFTDA member leagues.
I don't think I've made it up to Calgary yet.
I got to go see them skate at the 2012 RDAC Canadian National Championships in Edmonton, just a little bit outside of Calgary there. And they're definitely going to be an exciting addition to the WFTDA. Meantime, Charlie Bronson is your lead jammer.
She's out there against Mo Cox, 75 for Cherry City. And we've got pack advantage favoring Cherry City. It's a little surprising with the pack advantage throughout this bout favoring red and black. So far we haven't had anyone leave early that I've noticed.
No, yeah, aside from, you know, the couple of box pile-ups when they've decided to get a little antsy, both teams skating a fairly clean bout out there. And a couple of the penalties we've seen lately are some of those unavoidable ones. You know, you get knocked down, half the pack falls over you. It's a textbook low block, whether you meant to do it or not. So, you know, we're seeing some good composure out of both of these teams late in this one.
That's actually an excellent point. Great sportswomanship out of both teams in this one. 136, Cherry City, 216, Arc Valley High Rollers. Red and black, Cherry City. Blue and white is Arc Valley. And getting out first is Misdemeanor 08 for Cherry City.
And on the line for Arc Valley is number 710, Pain in the Bash. She's having a hard time up against that Cherry City front wall, working really well together, anchored by Pivot Vavoom Vivette, who's been a key cog in Cherry City's blocking success tonight.
Hits delivered to Misdemeanor, and she rolls with it, continues to skate forward.
Yeah, Ms. Colorado not wanting to give her any space, kind of sticking on her there, but she did a good job battling through it to the completion of that jam. And 5 more. Yep, sorry to snub you out there, but that's 5 more for Cherry City.
All right, unless my eyes deceive me, that's number 207, Lil Bratney, on the line for Cherry City. And she's out there against Charlie Bronson, number 15 for Arc Valley.
Yeah, Cherry City with a 1 blocker advantage starting out. And little Bratney looks like she's going to be sent off for a cut. That's going to get Charlie Bronson lead and power jam.
And all 4 blockers out there for Arc Valley. All 4 blockers off for Cherry City, and a huge hit delivered there against Charlie Bronson.
Yeah, looks like she is down. If we can get an EMT over. EMT needed here on track 2. All right, it looks like Charlie Bronson back up on our feet with the help of our EMTs. Thank you to all of our EMT volunteers here this weekend helping keep all of these skaters as safe as can be in the context of this very real full contact sport.
She's not on her skates and she's getting some assistance leaving, so of course we're hoping that everything's okay for Charlie.
Yeah, you never like to see that happen, especially first day of a tournament. Hopefully Charlie okay and able to rejoin her Arc Valley teammates before too long.
Arc Valley recently skating against Castle Rock on the 22nd. It looks like they took them 388 to 68. And then coming off of a win in November, Arc Valley over Crossroads City, that was 174 to 151.
Arc Valley had a strong showing here at the Showdown last year as well, picking up a couple wins on their last trip to Bremerton. They're going to try to ride that momentum as we move into the next jam here, up 216 to 141. 6:18 is the time remaining here in the second half. And that's Zoom Flume out of the pack again.
And it's Vavoom Vavet against Zoom Flume at the front of the pack. And Vavoom Vavet being sent to the box.
It looked like a directional penalty is going to earn her that trip. Meanwhile, Flume out for lead.
And she's out there against 6-foot Fetish, Flossie, and Katie May Kill You. Recycled, she's back at it. Katie May Kill You hitting her again, last line of defense. And she's by for 5.
Yeah, once again, Cherry City doing a good job of stretching out that wall, holding them as long as they can. Flume stretches them just far enough, however, to get that out of the play, and the big 5 points.
And back after it, she's trying to get through again on the inside, and she finds a channel, picking up another 5 points, Thurston.
Yeah, she called it off just as Little Bratney came out of the box. That means this next jam will start with both jammers, although Arc Valley will have a blocker advantage in the pack. Pain in the Bass going to try to use that advantage. Number 710 for Arc Valley. She'll be going up against number 75, Mo Cox.
Mo Cox, a relatively new addition to the Cherry City All-Stars, and she has been a big part of the jammer rotation in this one. And she just ran over the top of someone in turn 1.
Yeah, she's really been a workhorse out there tonight for Cherry City, not afraid to take some of those punishing hits and dish them right back out. In the meantime, though, Pain in the Bass, familiar lead jammer status for her.
Pain in the Bass out there against that 3-wall of Mrs. Infidel, 50 Shades of Cray, and Calamity Dame. Initially jammed up, she bounced back to the outside for another 4-point pass.
And looks like at the conclusion of that jam, Queen La Bicha is going to go to the penalty box. That's going to give Cherry City the blocker advantage now. Misdemeanor number 08 is going to try to use that blocker advantage up against Ms. Call Her Rad number 1876 for Arc Valley.
Thurston, you and I chatting beforehand, we noticed there's a common opponent here, which is Junction City. And Arc Valley 163, Junction City 159, so a 4-point win. Cherry City losing to Junction City. And that was last season. It was 164 to 230. It was really the only common opponent that we noticed right off. So, some indication maybe.
And with Junction City here this weekend, neither team going to play them again. So there will not be a rematch of that bout here this weekend. But yes, you can see the close score on the Arc Valley side, a Junction City win on the Cherry side. We're starting to see how some of those dynamics might be playing out here with about 3 minutes to go in the second half. Lil Bratney and Pain in the Bass match up one more time on the jam line for their respective teams. 143-230 is the score now.
Lil Bratney briefly doing her best Dance Dance Revolution pose there as they get this jam started. She takes a hit on the inside, swivels back to the outside. Pain in the Bass out against that last two wall, does a great job of lowering the shoulder and trying to make her way through, but she picked up a forearm, and that means that Cherry City is going to go on the power jam, Thurston.
Oh, but it is short-lived as a cut to Bratney is going to go force that jammer swap right off the bat just a couple of seconds in. That means Pain in the Bass back out by her lonesome, but because it was so late, it's a short-lived power jam as both jammers back in action.
Reminding everyone at home once again, red and black, Cherry City 143, Arc Valley High Rollers 230, and they are in blue and white with 1:50 on the clock.
Little Bratney might have lost that power jam, but she's not willing to lose the battle, fighting her way through that Arc Valley front line to get out. Not lead, however. Meanwhile, Pain in the Bass picks up 4 more points for Arc Valley, bringing their lead to 99 currently.
And it would appear that Arc Valley is content here to let the clock run. So as little Bratney tries to make her way into the pack, 5 more points picked up by Pain in the Bass.
The battle continues in this pack. Pain in the Bass finding a hole, though, on the inside around turn 4 and taking advantage. Out for another high five, Arc Valley.
50 Shades of Cray helping to punch a hole there on the inside of the track. Little Bratney chest to chest. Some either strong defense or a little bit of a high block, one of the two.
Yeah, Calamity Dame trying to hold her off at the end there also, and similarly, both skaters just going, taking it to each other to task. Pain in the Bass decides this jam's going to be over, picks up a few more points, and with a 20-3 spread, it's now 250 to 146.
Cherry City bringing some fans on the road. They're definitely appreciative of everyone that made the trip. It's 4 hours back down to Salem. And so for many, this is a little bit of a sacrifice to make it. It's always nice to see when you can bring fans on the road with you, especially to tournaments.
Definitely, and Mo Cox may be using a little bit of that support here in the final jam. Out for lead jammer. The period clock is dead, so we will have this jam before we have the bout's conclusion.
Mo Cox bulling her way through. She makes her way out of the pack for a 4-point pass.
And as you can see, Cherry City might be down on the scoreboard, but showing no quit right now. Mo Cox saying, if we're going to go down, we're going to go down fighting. Another big 5 points for the Cherry City Jammer.
And they're putting the hits on here. That red and black wall really bringing the pain out front. Mo Cox taking advantage, and 5 more points there, and that's a grand slam.
This is going to be big for Cherry City's confidence going into the rest of the weekend, too. Finishing strong like this, putting up some more points as another grand slam goes up on the board. Meanwhile, though, Ms. Colorado also gets out, but thanks to a no point, no pass, we'll get 3 on that one.
Mo Cox takes a hit there by Led Betty, and she says, take a seat, Led.
So Mo Cox calling it off, and it's a 23-3 spread. So your unofficial final, Arc Valley 253, Cherry City 169. Let's give it up for both of these great roller derby teams. Hard fought battle right up to the very last jam.
All right, it's been a lot of fun being here with all of you this evening on this first and opening night of the Wild West Showdown. We want to do a big shout out to all of the volunteers that helped to make the action happen. I am HP Shovecraft, and I'm joined by the elegant
Thurston Gore. Thanks for having me up here next to you. And Bremerton, thanks for putting up with us for an hour and a half here. We'll be back later in the weekend with a lot more action from the Wild West Showdown. Stay tuned next for the Dockyard Derby Dames against the Calgary Roller Derby Association.
Yeah.